Hello, I'm Richard Ridge for Broadway World. Following sold-out concerts around the world, composer Scott Allen is making his debut at 54 Below with an intimate evening of his songs featuring some of Broadway's best. And I caught up with Scott and friends just minutes before showtime. Enjoy.
Winter here is coming, the leaves are almost gone. I can hear the birds migrating through the silent autumn dawn. The trees have changed their colors, there's no green in sight. And the snow has made its entrance, so the ground is paved in white. I know you're doing great out west, and you're fine out on your own. But know the front door key still works if you choose to come back home.
This is pretty exciting. I love this stuff. Look at this lineup tonight.
So many people.
It's amazing.
It was so funny. We were just looking at the order, and I'm second. And Ashley Brown was like, "Oh, look, you're second. Are you going to leave?" I was like, "Well, sometimes I'd be like, I'm out," but I'm like, "But look at
Kinda
everybody
wanna
who's
stay.
singing. Why I can't leave?
Kind of want to stay.
What would I do?"
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What are you singing tonight?
I am singing a song from Scott's latest EP called "I'm in Pain" with Chad Kimball, and it was Scott and Shoshana Bean on the EP. So it's me and Chad tonight. Yes.
And what are you singing tonight?
I'm singing West, which I recorded for him on his maybe second keys on his second album, I think. Yeah.
Okay, you both have a history with him. What do you love about him the most as a composer?
You know what I love about Scott the most is his vulnerability. Like, he's not afraid to really just tell the audience how he's feeling, no matter how ugly or sad or vulnerable, and I really, really admire that.
That's precisely what attracts me to him. He's like that as a person, and you go over to rehearse and you end up having an hour and a half therapy session.
What do you admire about him as a composer?
He loves to write for the voice, and he loves people who like to soar, and he's very passionate and really emotional and gets to the core of things with his lyrics, and it's just a really emotional writer, and I love singing his stuff.
What are you singing tonight?
I am singing Home, which is I guess it's the title song of his musical, and I'm a little terrified.
So when were you first aware of Scott's songs?
When I did American Idiot with Alicia Umphris in 2009, she had sung for him several times. Also good friends with Natalie, Weiss, and I've seen YouTubes of them singing his music, and it's just so it's really incredible music. He always gets the best performers to sing his songs, and I think it's because they believe in what he's doing. I certainly do.
What are you singing tonight?
I'm singing Behind These Walls. Yeah, and it's just a song about moving on past a relationship, and all the turmoil and that comes along with that, but finding your footing after a relationship.
I won't let you win again. You know I'm stronger than I've ever been. Behind these walls, you're not gone. Behind these walls, time has not moved on. Behind these walls, you're still here with me. Behind these walls, I'm living. Behind these walls, I'm breathing. Behind these walls, I'm not missing you.
It's time to let go. Take a leap, touch the sky. Feel the wind press against me as my wings learn to fly. And I will soar.
When were you first aware of Scott Allen?
Well, I actually did a workshop with him, his workshop for the new musical Home, and that was amazing. He's an amazing composer. I love his songs, and yeah, I guess I've known him for about almost 2 years, I think. Yeah.
So what was it like doing that workshop and the reading?
It's such a good show. The music is amazing. The story is like heartbreaking, but in a good way. It's amazing. It's an amazing role. I think I played young Katie. So I mean, it's great.
You got your divas with you. What are you doing tonight?
I sure do. We get to open the show singing, I guess, my favorite Scott Allen song. It's called I'm a Star.
What do you love about him as a composer?
There's little not to love about Scott. He's kind of the voice of the musical theater generation. He speaks in today's tongue, but gives them these classic melodies, and he's very dramatic. I like that.
And for you?
I just love that he's very pop Broadway. It's great. It's just fun.
It's easy to identify with the subject matter that he sings about, especially, for our generation.
He's just so darn handsome. That's why I love him.
No, I actually contacted him years ago, which I don't usually do. I don't usually reach out to people. I'm very shy. But I had seen, I think, Natalie Weiss singing, I don't remember exactly what, on YouTube. And I was like, wow. First of all, I loved her voice. And I realized there was this young composer who was writing these songs that I thought were so great. And so I just kind of reached out and I was like, hey, you're great. And he then put me in one of his concerts soon after, and I guess ever since I've known him and loved his work. So
I love getting high. Hey, little squirrel. What a cute fucking squirrel. I hear that squirrels like nuts. Well, have I got a nut for you? She's right inside, but you'll have to wake her up. Just promise me, Tom. You look like a Tom. Tom the squirrel.
I just can't bear to break my mother's heart.
Can't bear to break her heart.
'Cause without me she would fall apart. So I string along the days together, wishing I could fade away forever. I'm in pain. I'm in pain.
They're really singable. There are melodies that stick in your head, and you know, like this week I've been finding myself I'm like, oh, I can't get this song out of my head in a great way though.
Totally accessible and driving and passionate and poppy, but with like a really smart sensibility.
I love a passionate pop.
That sounds like a
doesn't?
clothing
Really?
line.
I like that.
That's nice.
What are you singing tonight?
I am singing in a trio of Neverland.
I'm singing "I'm in Pain" with Eden Espinosa. Which, singing with Eden Espinosa is like not it being
Not
in pain.
painful.
And I'm not in pain. It's not a cry for help. But it's a fantastic song, and Eden's amazing. It's nice to sing with her.
Tell me what you admire about Scott Allen.
Well, I think he writes from his heart and he writes from personal experience. He's not afraid to share how he really feels. I think everybody can hear that in his lyrics. And also it feels like there's no barrier between his music and his lyrics. It all just is cohesive. And it's easy to relate to, I think, universally.
Yeah, I agree. It's really passionate, and at times it's really stripped down and easy to relate to. Yeah, beautiful stuff.
It's awesome. I've been a huge fan of his for a long time. This is actually my first time doing one of his concerts, so I'm really excited.
What are you singing tonight?
We're singing like a mashup of two songs. It's called The Distance You Have Come and I've Already Won.
And for you?
And this is like my 21st Scott concert, so it's amazing. I'm learning a new song this morning.
What are you singing?
Well, I am singing Is There Anything Worth Holding On To and the mashup with her.
I'm not good on my own. I need to be cared for. Someone to help these days begin. There are dreams I've let die that I've just pushed aside. I need to find out how to turn the dark back into light. When a warmth disappears, when it's been warm.
tonight together, right?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Tell me.
Well, that was the thing. He said, "Hey, I have this song that we want to do together."
Two of his beautiful songs called "Always" and "Good Night," and it's like
a mashup.
A mashup.
Two songs that were written not for the purpose of being put together, and then he did it a couple years
They
ago.
fit really well. So
Yeah.
I am so excited. This is my first concert with Scott, so I'm just really excited. I love the material. I'm singing a trio, and it's called Neverland from his musical Home, and it's just so beautiful. There's so many breathtaking songs tonight, and quite the cast list, I might say.
So when were you first aware of his work?
You know, it was a couple of years ago I started reading about all the things that he's written and all the different concerts he was doing, and actually came to the last one here and watched and just let it sink in, and it was so beautiful. So I'm really happy to be a part of it tonight.
I am so honored that Scott asked me to be a part of it, and I'm just glad to be here, especially with the people here. The names on this list, I'm like, yes, I have made it.
So what are you singing tonight? Tell me.
I am singing the song called Again, and it is basically about a man who is in love, who sees the girl that he loves about to marry someone else, and he does the one thing that you should never do. He goes to the wedding and tries to get her back.
I like that.
It's fun, you know. And I identify with the song because, you know, there are mistakes that you've made in life and you go to try to fix them, and sometimes you just can't. And this is one of those type of songs.
How cool is it being here tonight singing Scott's songs?
Always cool. I mean, come on. It's Scott's music, and I love singing it, and it's always the funnest music and the great sounds.
It's great. I get to sing it in Japanese tonight, so I don't know if people will understand, but it's all good.
What song?
It's called I Love You.
Good for you.
It's so exciting. I love it. I love singing for Scott.
What are you singing tonight?
I'm singing Blessing with Marcus Paul James.
I'm excited. I haven't sung Kiss the Air in New York in almost 10 years.
When you were 10?
When I was 10 years old. So it's exciting to
sing it as an
be
adult.
revisiting it as an adult. Maybe it'll take on a new meaning.
How excited are you tonight? What a lineup you put together.
They're okay. I would have really appreciated it if we could have gotten B. Arthur, but she was unavailable.
I heard her voice.
Yeah, it's really amazing. She would have sounded great on Neverland, I think. No, I'm very, very fortunate. I'm an extremely lucky person. I'm one of those people that knocks on every door and calls and calls and calls until people get really annoyed with me. And I really lucked out with this evening. So I feel very fortunate to be here. And as you know, I'm also a huge fan of yours. I've been watching your videos for years now. So to have you here as well has been extra special.
Well, this is really special for us too. You have got quite a lineup. You're making your debut here at 54 and Below. I mean, what are you looking forward to tonight?
You know what? I love just watching. I love feeling the pulsation of the music, and it's interesting because I'm not a writer that moves a plot forward. I'm a writer that writes journal songs. Like when I'm sad or feeling frustrated with things, I sit down at a piano and I write. It's my journal. And so it's always interesting to see somebody else interpret the song, and it allows me to let go of that ghost for a moment and allows them to live it and express it. So it's very special for me. Yeah.
Talk about what these two girls are doing in the show.
I am very, very lucky to have these two girls here this evening. Two of my very, very close friends are two of their very, very close friends, and both of them are celebrating their birthdays at midnight this evening. So they don't know that they're here. It's a secret.
All for afterwards.
Yep, this is all a secret. And so they are going to be coming out and bringing out a beautiful cake that we got and lots of lovely candles. And they're going to come out and sing a cappella happy birthday to them. And I think they're going to be really excited and pretty shocked.
So I want to go back to the beginning a second for you. When did you start writing and why?
I didn't start writing until I was 18 years old. And I've never played piano before. I don't read music. But I sat down at the piano and I wrote my very first song, which was Kiss the Air. It was the first time I ever sat at a piano. And just very much as I said about me being a journal writer, it was a journal. My parents were getting divorced. I didn't know how to express it, so I wrote Kiss the Air. And I wrote it in 5 minutes, and I played it for someone, and they were like, beautiful song. And I was like, I'm a writer.
And though